Good times. Hello, Andy Best here, freelance designer, illustrator and web coder. I wanted to share with you today something that I've been looking at this week. It's an app called Wombo, and essentially it's an artwork generation app powered by artificial intelligence, and it produces unique visuals based on the input criteria, the stimulus that you give it. This isn't new. This kind of stuff's been around for a while. They're usually very gimmicky. The results are usually quite poor. I don't normally go in for this kind of stuff, but I was genuinely impressed with the output from this app. So yeah, I wanted to bring you with me on a little exploration. See what's possible, what it's capable of. So this is the interface. It's really straightforward. On the top left hand side you've got the text input field where you put in the terms that you want the artwork to be kind of themed around. Beneath that you can select which artwork aesthetic you want to use, which style you want your piece rendered in. There's some prefab ones there, but there's also the option to not have one at all, and personally I found I've been getting much more entertaining results by choosing that, by not having the style dictate anything about the final output. And on the right hand side, this is the panel where the generated artwork turns up. On the app interface itself, there are some suggestions of terms you might want to put in to start this process off, and they're things like sunset cliffs or never-ending flower. I didn't want to do any of that. I thought it'd be more fun to input text extracted from some of the more bizarre exchanges I've had with clients over email across my career. So I'm going to kick this off by simply entering freelance designer, because I'm thinking if this is powered by artificial intelligence, it's going to learn on the go, and I can set the context of all the subsequent submissions with my profession, and then that'll help it build up a more coherent idea of what I'm aiming for. Okay, not a fantastic start. This piece is called Freelance Designer then, and it's largely a barren wasteland. It's not an accurate representation of my career. I'm an exceptionally busy person. There's a lot of creativity, a lot of ideas, a lot of this is I think the AI has screwed up on this one. Oh, I get it. No, okay. This is a representation of my free time. Can we use your work on our website? No. I've had this one a couple of times where I've taken on a project from a startup agency or startup business, and they want to take samples from my back catalogue of clients, my portfolio project work, and put it on their own website to artificially inflate their own profile by working with me. The association is that they've also worked with all my clients, which is beyond ridiculous. and to that end, this makes a lot of sense. This is either a really souped up tricycle or a properly mangled hospital bed. But either way, it makes about as much sense as agreeing to just hand over all my years of creative investment for someone else's gain. Hi Andy, I know it's a bank holiday, but can you do some work today, please? No, sorry mate, I'm out today. I am brandishing a chocolate bar wrapper at the high street like a lunatic and watching it dissolve into fragments all around me. Can it wait till Tuesday? Can you design me a logo? I can't pay you. Okay, yes. So for that budget, yes, I can. Essentially what I've done for you here is just taken a really close-up photo of my own belly button. How's that? Does that work? Does this cross-section of my colon encapsulate your brand? I think I'm going to save this actually and genuinely hand it over the next time I get similar requests. Can you design and build our new website? We need it in 3 days. Can I set the land speed record for website design and development? I mean, I can. You can get a website in 3 days. It's just if the objective is you want people to use that website and emerge happier for the experience, no. This might well be what the code looks like on the other side. Well, actually, do you know what? I think this is a triptych that's been mashed together. There's 3 rows there. This is a timeline of the designer working on this job. Okay, so follow me here. On the top row, that's day 1. So it begins from the left side moving across. There's a lot of straight lines, yeah, there's a lot of lateral thinking, concentration process, just trying to establish how the job's going to go. Towards the end of that first day, you can start to see it's starting to come together. Okay, we're starting to see some boxy, blocky kind of output. There's work happening. Then on row 2, that spills down into the morning of day 2. So that creative burst, that's happening, that's going on. And then around about lunchtime on day 2, that's when the doubt starts to set in. Is this design awful? I mean, of course it is. I'm cramming this into 3 days. I'm not going to hit this deadline. And then the rest of the day is just spiraling out of control. There's just no comprehension. Your cognitive ability is done, and you just flatline progression all for the rest of day 2. And then day 3, you wake up, you're in sweat-induced panic. You've just been reduced to the raw, pink, fleshy blob that you are. But that's no good. You got to snap out of it. Coffee, have a walk, eat a pastry, and then just smack on with it. Get it done. At the very end of the day there, you can see it's just starting to come together. It's there. The deadline is imminent, but we're starting to see some little kind of blocky, boxy. There's progress. There's output. It's happening. I mean, it's god awful, but it's done. Tell us what size the final design is going to be, and then we will send you the content. Now I remember this one now. That's the wrong way around. My job as the designer is to take the content that I've been supplied, the messaging, the assets, whatever it might be, and present it in a format that makes the most sense to the end user as aesthetically pleasing as possible. Be that an A4 poster or a 70-foot wall mural. Mural? That's a woman, isn't it? So yeah, what size is the final outcome? Who knows? AI? Well, there's no two ways about that, is there? That is a giant floating male genitalia hovering above a major populace, potentially London. Those look like they could be double-decker buses down there. But actually, on top of that girth, there's some of the metropolis up there too. So potentially, the whole of London is built on a bedrock of giant penises that will occasionally break away from the mainland and float skyward. Yeah, I think this piece has been heavily influenced by my typing what size. Women don't know how to scroll websites. That was a genuine comment made by a male during a design feedback call I was party to. Oh, okay, I take the point now. Of course women have difficulty scrolling websites because they have these oversized, beefy stalagmite appendages instead of hands. So I guess the message is, ladies, get out there and find yourself a man who will put a ring on your cancerous rock claw and will take care of all your website browsing from thereafter. Do you know any designers that could do this cheaper? No. But could I interest you in some vaguely erotic bacon? Well, come on, man. I've only had this account like a month. I'm going to get banned already. I'd probably print this and have this up on my wall. Do you have anything to show me yet? Oh, I can't stand that. Notepad can't stand it either. I get it. The client's excited, or maybe they're under pressure for a deadline or something. But as if the answer to that question is going to be anything but no. Oh yeah, I finished that ages ago. I just thought I'd sit on it for a month. Yeah. Did you want to see it? I could show it to you now. You'd be very disappointed. Okay, yeah, I quite like this one. This is a good illustration. Don't be like this guy, peering in through the little gap in the window there, trying to see if you can spot your project amongst all my creative alchemy, all right? I'll tell you when it's ready. Have some erotic bacon while you're waiting. The people look too happy. Is there any way they could look more distressed? Now, this is a perfectly valid request for the project in hand, but I've included it because out of context it sounds moderately absurd. Ah, yes, this. This is exactly what the client had in mind. I think the AI is just bored now and shirked its responsibility, given the controls to his children. Actually, it hadn't occurred to me to use the potential of this tool to do the actual work for me. Look at that, the client thought the work that I'd done in the initial round was too friendly, too jovial, when really what they wanted was a terribly morbid pair of trousers walking around in the rain. Okay, last one. Can I edit this myself in Photoshop? You are welcome to it. Have at it. Why pay me? What do I know? You see, and what have you learned? Is that really what you wanted? Do you feel good about yourself now? Two fingers to the professionals. I'm doing Christmas portraits for the whole family this year. And luckily for me, all of my family looks like wet clay that's been dropped from a great height. Artificial intelligence. Should we be worried? Yes. Thanks very much for checking that out. I've got the link to that app down in the description. Not that this is an ad or a paid partnership or anything like that. Check it out. Have some fun. Find me on my social channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, if you're that way inclined. And feel free to share some of those masterpieces with me.